Okay, guys, great. I think we can start. So I want to welcome everybody um, to our Set and Forget course strategy. First of, yeah, the thing is funny today. So let me just quickly know if you can hear everything and you can see the charts and my mouse moving as well. Great, great, great. Okay, so I'm happy that I see a lot of new names and a lot of familiar names here that people that I already know for um, many years. Great stuff. Okay. Now, how is everybody feeling? It's very important for me to know that we are all like set, positive, feeling strong today. Great and excited. Exactly. Yeah, there we go. Okay, perfect. Just in case you lose me here and I'm suddenly gone, just wait. I will re-log in. Okay, log in again because, as I said, the software is funny on my end at least. You can't see the charts. Is anybody else there with having a problem seeing my charts? Yeah, it's not the usual template, that's for sure. Okay, okay. Then it must, if there's any problem with the charting or with the screen, it must be on your end. Try to fix it, okay? But again, it's also recorded in case there is any trouble. I'm recording this. Yeah, it's black and white right now. Yes, yes, yes. Don't worry. We'll change this soon. Okay, what I'm going to do today is different. And I want everybody to understand why I'm doing this. Okay, so I will go over the explanation again. I said stuff in the introduction video, but I will do it again quickly so everybody understands why we are going to do this. And when I'm finished with my part, then Jeff is going to take over after about an hour or less, depending on how fast we are today. Okay? The charts, yes, we are going to look at those very, very soon. Before the problem. Okay? What's the problem? So I'll just read it again. You probably have seen this in the video, but I'll do it again. The problem many traders face is catching trade setups actually live and when they happen. Anybody having this problem? Yeah, there we go. Even me, I have this problem sometimes. Now for me it's not a big problem because again I have the luxury I can sit in front of the PC when I have to, okay? But not everybody can do it, at least not at the beginning. So the result during the first phase, kind of two phases here, traders are chasing the markets, okay? And what happens? They lose confidence, positive mindset, inspiration, and for sure, passion for trading. And when that happens, it doesn't matter what you do. When that happens, it's really kind of over. Yeah, we have, most of us, especially the more experienced traders, know what I mean. Yeah, can you confirm this? I go slow. Great. So, the second phase, when we are not happy about the results, about our trading or the setups we are missing, even if we have a great system, okay, we are looking for something else. Yeah, the new holy trading grail, something for us that might fit in our schedule and it will work, and we'll look for something else, and it goes like that round and round. So I receive so many emails people telling me exactly this, like, hey, you know what, the system is great, I understand everything, I can do the analysis, I do 100% everything correct, but when I come back from work, or I'll just wake up in the morning, all the good setups are gone, or some good setups, and then I'm in a bad mood and I don't want to trade anymore. Um, and the results long term, we don't really get, we cannot follow the plan really, and we don't get the results we are looking for, okay? And we can change this, for sure. So the solution, trading the set and forget or no-brainer strategy, you can call it actually as you like, I don't mind. I just think set and forget is actually how it is. A no-brainer that also means something, because you really don't have to think much and you don't have to spend time in front of your chart at all. Okay, so this very relaxing, stress-free and powerful trading strategy will give you the luxury to decide when and how much you want to trade. And here are only 10 great advantages. Very easy to learn. We do this today, the core strategy today, okay? Very simple to use. We will even play some trades to show you how you can practice it immediately starting today. No experience required. This is cool, really, yeah? This is really good. If you don't have any experience or just very new, doesn't matter. You just need a little bit of practice later on. No technical skills, like you don't need to know a lot. It's probably even better. You can use it every day. You actually should use it every day. And it can be used on all volatile markets. What does that mean? Do you all remember or know what volatile markets are? Yes, no? That means that we need the markets to move. And Al did that mostly on Forex, but also on DAX and Dow and some indices, okay? Can be traded in all sessions. I personally do Asian because that's the time when I'm sleeping. Yeah, I'm living in Europe, so that's the time when I'm sleeping. You can do it also during the US and London. I will explain. It removes stress, of course, because you will set some orders and then you have actually to go away or go to sleep. Creates confidence, because when it's removing stress you can focus better, so you will have much more confidence, especially when you start feeling it. And great long-term results if the strategy is applied correctly. Okay? Am I too fast? Okay, great. Now, trading the core set and forget Forex strategy. What do we do? Today, we do step 1 and 2. Too slow? Okay, Francis. In 3 simple steps, I show you how it works. So, how to choose the right Forex pairs and prepare the charts. There's not much to prepare, but I have to show you how it works anyway. After setting up our charts, very simple, we want to make good decisions when it comes to picking the Forex pairs. And so we set up some charts and then we have to pick what is good. Only some Forex pairs are qualified and you need to be able to pick the right ones. So today you don't need to be able to read to pick the right ones forever. Just the core of it is fine. Number 2, we learn the core strategy and place our first trades live together. And we can do that really on a lot of pairs. Yeah, it's very, very simple to do. I will be able to show you this stuff in 30 minutes. So that's why we can trade together. And the most important part is really that you start feeling the power of this strategy right away. So even tomorrow when you wake up you start seeing what you can achieve with this strategy. So you get the confidence, okay? Because yeah, it's great to show a lot of things in theory. Ah, sorry guys, yeah, it's Friday, but okay, doesn't matter, Monday. Yeah, it's the same. So you can actually practice on your historical charts over the weekend. Yeah, today is Friday, but you get the point. Yeah, um, it's very important that you really start feeling this right away, and it makes sense to you. So we can continue later on. And then number 3, we will do in 2 weeks when we have the full workshop going on. Will be the full set and forget Forex strategy. And what we do there, we cover the details and little secrets. Again, I don't like to use the word secrets because there are no secrets, but the secrets for us is just the experience we have. On this case, this experience I have with the strategy that I have to show you. Yeah, it's very important that you see little tiny things on the chart that can make the difference. Okay. Now we have created a simple and powerful indicator which will help us choosing the qualified Forex pairs within seconds. So I have a nice friend of mine who's also a trader created with me a very simple indicator that will help you look at the charts and you know immediately what you have to do. Very important. Now, number 2, placing trade orders depends a lot on the market volatility. We will learn to place the trades in the right direction. Yeah, it's very important. Okay. And of course, there will be days where we can trade a specific pair every day. Like could be 2-3 weeks where we can trade one pair every day. But sometimes we need to change and choose different pairs. And I show you exactly why and how to do that. Yeah, you probably know that you trade a pair and it works fine and you start falling in love with the pair and you don't see anything else, just this pair, and you say, okay, this looks great, volatility and the behavior of the pair, everything perfect, so we'll only trade this forever. Do you have the experience with that? Getting good at one pair and then you say, okay, that's for me. And yes, many times it can be like that, but when it changes behavior, the indicator will show you that, and then you know, okay, today, at least today, or maybe tomorrow, depending on what the charts are telling me, we don't trade this pair for good reason, so we trade something else. Okay. I will compare in order to decide which pairs are the best to trade in your time zone. Yeah, again, I use this strategy during the Asian session, but some of you are awake during the Asian session and you go to sleep, or maybe during the US session or the European session, so you want to set the orders there, right? And that's why you have to be able to decide which pairs, especially Forex pairs, are the ones to trade best in your zone, in your time zone. Yeah, they're not all the same. Okay. It's most important to know exactly where to place your trading orders, how to find your profit targets, where to place we call it APO, account protection order, sounds positive, not stop or stop loss, how to trail your position when it's worth it, and how much to risk per trade, and again, how many Forex pairs to trade, and many, many little other things. Again, it's not something that is difficult or will be overwhelming. No. Little things, but very, very important. And one thing you don't need is with this strategy, at least not today, no kind of top-down approach. So no big analysis. Top-down approach it means that we start on higher time frames, looking for the main directions, and then we go to the lower time frames. Yeah, you don't need this. You can do it, and I will show you how to do it for sure in about 2 weeks. But you don't have to. That's the good part. And to make it really easy, simple for you, I'm going to give you like 3 great and 100% free bonuses, and this is really the power of it. It's the set and forget indicator and the MT4 template. Of course, you can do it yourself. This one is easy, but you get it. The live trade EA to calculate your risk per trade, because we don't like to calculate just in pips, but in percentage. We want to know how much we expose our account per trade. Very, very important. Very important. This is the core of every trading strategy, knowing the risk. And a script to automatically place your orders, targets, and stops and APOs. As I said, account protection orders. So you don't have to sit there and type in a million orders on 5, 6, or 10 pairs. Okay, very good stuff here. Okay, this in about 2 weeks, but we start right away. Just 1 second, give me just 1 second, I want to check. And before we start, and we start right away again, why did I trade this strategy? Yeah, people that know us here at Spartan, for instance, know that we have a core strategy, basic strategy that we follow for years, and we don't change anything. Okay, but the reason I traded this strategy, especially what was it, 2006 to 2010 and 11, was just because, and you probably know what I mean, I didn't want to miss out. I traded live the European session, the US session, okay, but I also wanted to trade the Asian session. And the Asian session, as I said, was during my night. And the really bad habits I had back then was like waking up at 2 o'clock at night to check for setups. And that was very exhausting and not good for the health at all. So I had to stop doing this and find a way to trade during the Asian session with success, but not sitting in front of the charts. Okay, that's how I kind of accidentally came up with something like that. And the reason I didn't do it so far was just because I didn't have to do it for myself. Okay, I do it sometimes. Yes, I do it, but as an extra thing. And the more I listen to people and hear their problems, like, hey, I'm missing out trades, I said, okay, that's probably something that you can do easily, learn fast, and be profitable doing this. Okay, just to explain that in a nutshell, kind of fast. Great, can we start? Do you have any questions before I start? Okay. Okay, great. Yeah, let's start. What we are going to do, we are using MT4, the MT4 template, MetaTrader 4, to do this. It's free. You don't have to pay for it. You can download it everywhere. Just Google it. And what about the sound, guys? Do we have sound, everybody? Okay. Okay. So you can download this. In case you don't know how it works, you can even Google it and say, okay, there are YouTube videos how MT4 works or something like that. So we don't have to spend much time explaining the MT4 software. You just download it, MetaTrader 4, and if you don't know how it works, you just go to YouTube and Google it. There are probably a million videos um, explaining how to just open a chart and a demo account on MT4. Okay, just do this, please. And what you see right now here is a normal classic chart, no indicators on it, nothing. Price action only. To set up your chart like this, we want to see a chart that looks really good and easy for you. So what you do, I have the template ready here, but I'll show you how you can do it right away. Very easy. Set and forget. So it looks like that. First thing you do is a right click on your MT4. Don't do it right now. Okay, just listen. Remember, it's all recorded. Properties, and it says show period separators in the comment section, and you just want to check this. Okay, and you don't need the show grid, and then you click on OK, and that's it. Okay, you have those lines. Okay, what you don't have yet, but it's okay for now, is those gray boxes by the end of every day. So what this does, if you again go properties, common, show period separators, nothing else you need here, just this one maybe. Okay, you'll see that. Then you want to switch to the 1 hourly chart, not 4 hourly, not daily, no weekly, no monthly, just 1 hourly. And it will look like this. What you will see is in each of this box, so between those vertical lines, in each of this areas is 1 day. Okay, you see that here, November 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. So everything inside here between this line and this line is 1 day. Is that okay so far? I'm just asking just to make sure we all keep up. Okay, great. Now, the other thing I like to do is add Heikin Ashi candles to price. You don't have to do it, but it is much easier. Okay, where do you find those? You just go to the navigator, and all MT4 brokers, for that one I use a broker called IC Markets. You can use whatever you like. It's just for the demo for the charts. Okay, and you find the Heikin Ashi candles here. So if you drag and drop it into here, it will show you everything, and you just have to click on OK, and they will appear on the chart. Then, if you have done this, you go up here where it says candlesticks and bar charts. And you don't want the candlesticks, you want the bar charts. The reason we want those, okay, is because if I make my charts, if I zoom a little bit in, for instance, I see the open and close price of each candle behind those Heikin Ashi candles. Okay so far? Great. Then you can go to properties, and for colors, background here is black. Yeah, I like the black background. Everything else you can do as you like really, but if it's black, then it looks easy, smooth. And one more thing you need, again you find this at the navigator, is an EMA, moving average exponential. Okay, this one you can just use, and where is it here? Let me just find it for you. Moving average. You want the exponential. You want the number 36. And I like to use the color red. Okay. And if you click on OK, and you have done all that, your chart will look like this without the boxes. Okay. Here. This is the indicator you don't have yet, but you really don't need it. It's actually better you don't have it for the exercise to train your eyes a little bit this week. So quickly again, black background at properties. Also at properties, the vertical lines to separate the days. Okay, the 36 EMA and the hiking ashy candles. That's what you want on your 1 hourly chart. Now, if you got this, just let me know. Everybody okay? Can I continue? Great, great, great. Okay. Perfect. So, what I do, I'll take, here's an order stop loss thing, so I'll just drag it lower. I just take it out of your site. How the strategy works, and it's really, really not difficult. Yeah, thanks. I need to drink water. Catch a little bit of a cold yesterday. It was hot outside and then it was cold outside, and you know how it is. Suddenly changes. How I do this. Every day in my time zone, and it really depends on the broker. Okay? The day ends at 12 o'clock. Probably also in your area, right? 12 at night, the day is over, and then the vampires appear. No, but the night is over, and then so it starts actually, and then the next day starts, and the Asian session in about, for me in my time zone, about 2 hours after 12 o'clock here, so 2 at night. Okay. Okay. And that's the area where we want to look at. What we don't want to do right now for the core strategy is a top-down approach. Most of you probably know what that means. As I said, going from the higher time frame to the lower time frame to figure out the direction of the market. Is it going up? Is it going down? No, we don't need this. The only thing we need is to see volatility on the pair we want to trade. And how do we see this on our chart? Simply, when it's going up, we want a lot of white candles that close higher than the previous ones, or we want a lot of red candles when the price is actually retracing. Yeah, taking a breather. Remember, markets are alive, millions of traders trying to make money. So what we see here again are not just charts those are many people trying to make money. Most don't succeed. And we have the big guys trading the big money that push everything up or down. Okay, and we want to make sure we are part of the few winning traders around the world. It's not difficult, it's just as it is. It's just how it is. Okay, so this is a living thing. Price is breathing in, price is breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Yeah, remember that it creates respect for the markets, and you need this. Now, when I see the volatility, you want to write it down maybe. First of all, even if you don't know anything about the strategy yet, you want a volatile market. And I just explained how that looks on the chart. Many white candles up during the day, okay, or many red candles. You can have a few white ones, but you still need to see a movement in one or the other direction. Is it okay so far? Just give me a quick yes. Okay, good. Now when you have a chart, a pair that looks like this, for now, that's enough. Okay? That means it's qualified for you to trade. Okay? When it's losing steam and it looks like this today, then you have to make a decision. Okay? Now, if I look at this and this and even that and even this, it went up and a little bit down and then a little bit up. So this compared to this, is that the same? Like this box here on my left hand side and the last one today, are those looking, are they the same? No, they're not. Does it now mean that I cannot trade this? No, doesn't. Not for today. Generally, you want to choose pairs that look like this, especially now to practice. If you get good at this, in about 2 weeks when we do our workshop, 1 week is it's about 1 week workshop, but we'll tell you the details later on. You will be able to decide if that's worth it also or not, and sometimes it is and sometimes it does not. And today I'll show you also the basics of that, but most important is that we understand the good parts, the easy parts, not the complicated ones. Yeah, because when we trade, we always want to trade the easy setups, the good looking charts that really tell us, okay, this thing is going somewhere for sure. We don't want to guess. Yeah, so that's what you would do in real life as well. Only if this in combination with something else looks good, you would be able to also trade that. Yeah, but for now, for right now, you want a chart looking like this or like that or like this one. This one, this was actually triggered here, and it didn't look that great here. Yeah, but it's still you see there's still the position running. So yeah, good stuff. Now, first thing is over. We know that the market has to be volatile, and it should look like this. Secondly, let me choose actually this one that I used for this. I have actually to zoom in a little bit to make it easier for you. Maybe you go back here. Before my day ends, meaning the US session is kind of over, not a lot of volatility anymore, people are closing their trades, UK is falling asleep, Europe, all of Europe is kind of falling asleep, Asian is not ready yet, too early there, and again the USA, they're wrapping things up. So what happens usually before Asian session and before the close of, or during the close, a little bit after the close of the US session? What happens to the markets? Did you notice what happens usually? Yeah, exactly. Elliot says it goes flat, ranges, yeah, retraces, sometimes it spikes, yeah, if there's some news maybe, yeah. Okay, but mostly what it does, it really stops moving for a while to take a breather again, to relax before it's either continuing the way it was going before, like if it's a trending and a powerful market, or it will retrace or even go the other way. And before it does that, it will relax. And the reason we need to look at the end of the day is because this is giving us the best information before we place the trades. I want to see the whole day here. So during that day, okay, during this day, it started here. You can see this. It started here. It moved down about 8 pips. Not much at all. And then it moved up about 40 points. And then it moved down from those 40 points, about 60 points. So the maximum range during this day was how much? I'm counting this again. About 60. Okay. That's the first thing you want to do. You want to calculate the size of the daily range. Now if it's trending, it's much easier to do, because when it's trending, it's probably kind of opening low, retracing a little bit, and then going much higher. So during that day, this was the lowest point, this was the highest. We have over 100 points. Okay, the day before this one, from the low to the high, about 75 pips. Next day, as we said, about 60. Okay, 52, about 60. So what does that mean? It means that when we go, or when we want to trade, we need to make sure that the daily range is big enough so we can take profits before it's doing something else, before the market is doing something else. Let me repeat, okay? So if we have an average move of 60, 70 or 100 pips, we know that there is at least a little bit of volatility on this pair. If the price creates higher points on the close, much higher than the previous open here, it's great. If it doesn't, yeah, then if we have a 60, 70 pips move, but price is more or less closing in the same area where it opened, then we don't have a very volatile market, but maybe good enough to trade anyway, at least for once or twice, yeah, for us to figure out if that is only for a day or two, or will it continue range? Yeah, will it be a ranging market, or will it break out and be a trending market again? Yeah, so we pay attention to these things. We calculate and say, okay, on average, we want to have at least a movement of 50 or 60 pips plus. You can write it down, minimum, during the day. Let me know when you're done with writing this down. Okay? Okay. Now, what box do you want me to use? I don't care. We can use whatever. We can also use this one, actually. Let's use this one. Let's assume we traded this one here, not here. This trade you see here right now. Doesn't really matter. My range here was about 70 something points. Okay. And then before my day ends, Asian didn't open yet, but before my day ends, I see usually a small range. Not always. Sometimes it's just going. But most of the times you see a small range. In order to identify the range, you need to look at your 1 hourly chart and look at the last 3, 4, 5 candles before you go to bed. Now this is 12 o'clock. And I don't know if you're awake at that time or if you go to bed earlier. So I created my indicator, the box, that it actually stops at 11 o'clock. And that's enough. You can, I have always enough time to also watch the 12 o'clock candle, but you don't have to, yeah, for the Asian session. And then I look back and I say, okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 candles. 3 or 4 is more than enough to identify the last 4-hour range before the day ends. Okay. Now, if I calculate more or less the highs, the average highs and lows of those candles, it will create this little box. And I can just calculate and say, okay, this is like 13, 14 pips. Okay, 14 pips. And what's the average of the day? 70. So if I were to trade, place orders here. Sorry guys, I have to make sure it's worth it. And it's only worth it if the daily movement is big enough first, and if my targets is big enough, and if the stop loss or the account protection order is not too big. Yeah, the way we do this, very simple. I will use a horizontal line for this. This is my box. This is when the day ends. For this core strategy, you do 2 things. We place an order to buy above this box, okay? And on average, it should be on a low on a low volatility pair like this one at that time, when you see like a box of 14, 15 pips, it's enough if you place your order about 10 pips to buy above that box, okay? And about 10 or 15 pips below to sell. Now I will repeat. What we will do is we place an order, and not a market order, it's just a pending order, to buy a simple order to buy above the box, okay, and a simple order to sell below that box. I will get into details, just step by step. Are we okay so far? Now, if this is your buy order, let me just calculate, please, guys. It's only 6 pips, so it's not much. Let me make it bigger. We need at least 10 plus the spread. Also do it like here. Where's the 10? 10 plus the spread would be somewhere here. Okay. if you buy here, where do we have to place our account protection order? Like in case it doesn't go my way and it goes against me, I have to protect my account if I get stopped out, that it will hit my account protection order or stop loss, unfortunately called. Okay. At some point. So where do I place it? Any ideas? No, what we want to do is we want to place the stop right now below the box, but before it triggers the sell order. Okay? Below the box, but before it triggers the sell order. For right now. Now you have to start practicing this. That means I take another line, horizontal line. Let me change the color of this one. Red. Okay. So I would place the stop here. For that buy order, I buy here, stop goes there. For the sell order, where do I place my stop? Please tell me, guys, where do we place a stop? Exactly, right? The opposite box side. Here. Before it's triggering the long. Okay? So during that day, exactly. It continues ranging. It doesn't place the sell order. It places the buy. It moves only like 17 pips up. And it goes down. It hits the stop. Like it hits the stop for the buy. So we don't, make any profits. I'll tell you why. And then it's triggering the sell order. Okay. And then it goes up. And before, or it would trigger the sell order if we don't do anything, correct? Before the day ends. Is that okay so far? Price goes up, it would hit the buy. It only goes a little bit up. It closes the buy order because it didn't continue up. It triggers the sell. Yeah, and then the day is over. Okay? Yeah, of course, Howard. Yeah, right. I did lose this trade. Yeah, it was not about winning it. It was just about placing the order, right? No worries. Oh yes, of course we're losing money so far. Don't get nervous, guys. Yeah, you need to identify a range. Yeah. That's why I actually started here, where it's difficult. For us right now, it's only important to place the orders. We place the orders. Now, when I place an order to buy, and my stop is 30 points, with this simple core strategy and exercise, our target would be also 30 pips or 35. If that's 35, then 35 plus a spread. Okay, 30 plus spread, 35. That means my target, my stop is 35, and I need a minimum of 35 to have it one-on-one. Like, if I risk 1% on this trade, and I risk 30 pips or 35 pips, I need at least to make 35 to make it worth it. Yeah, minimum. It's only 1 to 1. No, we don't want 2 to 1 yet. We are not there yet. We're just doing the core strategy, guys. Okay. So again, what do we have so far? Let me drink something. We have a box. We have a little range, the last 3-4 candles before the day ends. We place an order to buy with a stop below the box but above the sell order. Yeah. We have also the sell order below the box but the stop or count protection order above it but before it would hit the buy order, because we don't know at that point where it will go. Yeah. Now we have a stop of 30 plus spread, so our target would be 35 pips. Okay, in case it doesn't work out, we'll get stopped out, and that's done for today. Are we okay so far? Right now we don't need anything. We don't need the EMAs. Okay, we will need them later on. Not now. Let me get rid of it. Okay, so can I continue, everybody? Now the question is, what is the purpose of the box? As I explained, the box is showing me obviously the last candles before the day ends, so I can see the size of the box is also in future helping me to decide if it's worth trading this or not. Okay, that's the indicator you are going to get as a bonus for the upcoming event. Okay, I get rid of those lines. We don't want too many. At this point, what did we see? We placed the orders. Next day, price didn't go, and before the day ends, it did hit the stop. Okay, it did hit the stop, and maybe even triggered the short if you didn't see it. Let's say you are away, yeah, you go to sleep, you place the orders, and you are away all day long, and you didn't see anything. Okay, and when you come back before the next day ends, you see one position is stopped out, and another one, the short, is triggered, but it's not going anywhere. It's more or less somewhere here, so it's 2, 4, 5, 6 pips or in loss, so kind of nothing. Yeah, more or less break even, a little loss. So what do we do at that point? It's because this sell position would be still open at that point. Exactly. Write this down, please. You want to reset. You reset the whole day, so whenever you come back, if you come back here and the long is triggered, okay, you don't watch anymore, you go away. But when you come back before the day ends and you see, okay, it didn't work out, now the sell is triggered, whatever you have open, you close. Okay, you close. Few profits, a little bit of loss, maybe nothing is triggered, close the whole positions. You reset like it never happened. Okay? Please write it down. So before you place the new orders for this exercise now, there's a reason we do this exercise. I want you to practice every day for at least a week to start seeing the power of it, okay? Write down reset every day. That way you don't have to remember any details. Okay, I made some profits. It did hit the target. Okay, then it's okay. Great. It did go down. Maybe also triggered the sell after hitting the targets. You don't know. Okay, whatever is open, you close, you reset. Is that okay? Before I continue. Doesn't take long. We have soon finished. I need more yeses. Yes, Greg, even if you have profits, for now, even if you have profits, you close it. Even if you have profits. It's all recorded, guys, yeah? You close it. Now the next day, what did you do here? The last range I can actually go to my indicators. I can tell this to go to 24. I think it would work. I think I changed the wrong one. Sorry, guys. Let me just do something. Okay, no, it's correct. Okay, no, it's all okay. Just the time zone. Now, no, it's okay. It works. It's just I wanted to see something. Of course, you can set it that way that you can see the previous 10 candles, but that's not good because you just want to see the last 3 candles, sometimes only 2, because after your 12, the next 1 or 2 will probably also be low volatility most of the times because that happens before the Asian market opens, right? So you just need the average size of the range. So this one is a little bit bigger than the previous one. We already know at that point that we didn't have a clear direction and price did go up, it did lose one position and it triggered a second one which we will reset. And then you can calculate again. So, okay, now we have, what was that, 50, this was 60. Okay, I'll try again. I'll try again because I'm practicing. Yeah, so what do I do here? I place again my order to buy. Now it's red, sorry, but you get the point. I place my order to sell. I also, for the sell, I place my stop over here. For the buy, I place my stop below here. And then I'll go to sleep. Okay, in this case, if I buy from here, my stop is here, is about 30 pips again. When price moves up, it might about 30 pips somewhere here. Okay, it will hit a target and it will close. Okay, whenever you come back and you see that happen already, what you do with the sell position that is still in the market? What do you do with that position? Exactly, you cancel everything, you close it, delete it. Exactly, it's done. Okay, now this is done, it's over. The next day, we also count this 12 o'clock candle, yeah, if you can watch it. It's trending, so the last 3 candles of 4 here, 5 with this one, price is still moving because it was a volatile day. So this last candle, in this case, obviously wouldn't be part of the box, yeah, because it would be too big. We check then the last 1, 2, 3 candles, yeah, especially when it's an uptrend. We go in much detail in the workshop on this one, but right now for you, just a little rule. If the market is trending before the end of the day and you have still trending candles, you just look at the previous last 2 candles. Yeah, it's more than enough to find the range. Okay? Just try something here. Maybe I have the wrong indicators on this one, that's why it's not moving really. I have to check this later on. No, it's the wrong ones. So it doesn't matter. But usually, if you change the time, then the last here wouldn't even appear. Yeah, I will just be the last 3 candles. And what happens could also be, no, I don't think so, because I did it a couple of days today, times today. I'll just probably have the indicators twice sitting on the same thing, and I saved it with a different name. Sometimes if you save it with a different name, it doesn't really work. But it's okay, don't worry. So the last two candles are looking like this, okay? And the box size would be much smaller because it's trending. It would be like this. The highs are here. It would be like that. Make sense to everybody? Yes? If you have a trending day and it's still trending, end of the US session in this case, you just look for the last couple of candles that are ranging. Now if they're not ranging, if nothing is ranging, if they're all like big and spiky, then we wouldn't touch this anyway. Yeah, but we need to find this little range or bigger range. So in this case, it would look like this. You would place your sell, you would place your buy, your stops, and then it would go down, would trigger, you see 10 pips somewhere here, it would trigger this, move down about 24 pips, and by end of the day it would be more or less break even. Yeah, no real profits, no target hit, because you have a target of probably about 40 pips. It only goes down 20 pips, and then what happens before you reset, you would be, if you get lucky, a couple of pips maybe, otherwise break even. Okay, you reset and you place your orders again this day. Sell, buy, for the buy, the account protection order, for the sell, the account protection order here. Okay, and then what it does, it ranges, it goes up, it will hit the target. Next day you have the next box. Sell here, buy here, it will trigger the buy, it will hit the target. Next day the next box. Okay, here's your box, 10-50 pips somewhere here. Maybe trigger it, maybe not. It will trigger for sure the short, ending up somewhere here. Reset, do the same thing today. We do it together today. Okay, now was that easy so far, or is it too complicated? Was that easy? Yeah. Now the last couple of weeks some of our members did already practice this with great results, but it needs a little bit of, it needs details. Okay, for the exercise it's really more than enough already. Now normally a one-to-one profit stop relation thing is not good. Yeah, it means like if we have a stop of 30 pips, we usually try to make at least twice as much, okay, or 3 or 4 or 5 times as much, because that's the way we trade normally. For this exercise, for this week, for this strategy, the only thing I want you to do is get used to find the boxes, get used to volatile pairs, get used to get in, to place the stops at the right areas, to let the market do whatever it has to do, either going your way or against you, to reset and to do it again. We would call it day trading, yes, but you can do whatever with it, because down here you have there's a buy position still running. Okay, this was traded with this strategy, and as you can see, there's still positions in this trade, which I'm going to teach you exactly how to do when we do the full course. Okay, it is too much and we cannot do it in a day. It's just you won't be able to digest it. Yeah, we need to go slowly on this one. It's powerful, it's easy, it's simple. You still need a little bit of practice, because we don't do all the approaches, and we don't do the top down, and we don't do a big analysis. So that's why you need to practice. Okay? For right now, we need one target, which is 1-to-1 with a stop. 2 orders, we either get triggered in one direction or the other, or both. End of the day, we reset and we do the whole thing again. Okay? Now the EMA I have in here is for good reason. Again, you don't need it right now. I will show you all the other positions that I'm still running on this one. Okay, it's the same strategy, but what happens here, we close this stuff here, where it's not close. On the other pairs, did the same thing. Boxes, buying and selling. So this was triggered here. Okay, buy was triggered, sell was not. Now 1-to-1 was about 20 points, would have been closed, and then the next day doing the same thing. It didn't do anything, break even. The next day was a profit, the next day was a profit. Why? Because it was being volatile. We had a good range. Let's say here we didn't have a range, we actually had setups, but most of you know that this is a 1-2-3 setup. Also helpful if you don't have enough volatility generally, or you have a pair that is not volatile, and so on. So when we have a position running like this, we will take profits, but we'll also keep positions, and we use the box to get in again, but we also use the box to stay in if it makes sense. If we have a good position running, in this case a buy with a risk of 20 points, which is still in. How much is it right now? Days ago with about 200. This is a good thing. Yeah, like risking 20, making 200 is great. And I'll show you exactly how to do this. I have done it on the other pairs as well. Here we had the buy and we had the sell. Sell get triggered, got stopped out, new orders, but I just left it in for good reason, and then stayed in as long as the price was volatile and we had a good direction going on. Okay, same on the different pair. USD yen triggered a buy, triggered also a sell. No, actually no, was only triggered a sell. Triggered only a sell, did retrace a little bit, went down, kept positions running. Always be able to reinstate when it's worth it, but we also keep positions and make more profits. So when you risk on average, like on this one, let's say like 50 pips, risking 1%, and then keeping positions with 200, it's adding up. Okay? No, you don't keep anything. I just explained, guys. Right now you don't keep anything. You just do the basic core strategy by finding volatile pairs, placing the orders, and don't think. Yeah, try to not get nervous. You do it on a demo account, of course. Don't get nervous. Don't open the charts too many times to check what happened during the day. Just set and forget. Set and forget. That's why we call it set and forget. Okay. Try to have confidence. Yeah, we don't risk 1% per trade. No way, because we don't trade only one pair a day. Yeah, we can trade 5, 6, or 7. So we would split the risk between everything. We split the risk between those pairs. Again, we're going into details when we do the full thing. Yeah. This is the core strategy, guys. Okay, and I have more. I have the Australian dollar also still going. DAX, same orders. All those trades were triggered the same day. I think all of them. Let me check. 28th, yeah, 28th. All were triggered at the 28th, all of them. Okay? Come on. 28. Where's the 28? It's here. Okay, sell and buy. So what happened here? It triggered the buy. Okay, that's one. Next day, nothing. So what would happen? With your exercise, you would reset, do it again. In this case, buy get triggered, and later on sell get triggered. Both sides make profits. Okay? But we keep something. So why do we keep something? Again, it's getting too complicated. I will explain. And you had many chances to trade. And now, there are days where you don't trigger both directions. We will only place orders in one direction, in the direction of the main trend, if it's obvious. Sometimes it's a range, and it's a good range, so we place in both directions. Sometimes it's the end of a good trend, and we maybe want to see the retracement, so again we place trades in both directions. But for now, I say it again, you trade in both directions, in both directions. And simply the way I explained, I know you have 2,000 questions, okay? Just do it as simple as I explained, please, okay? Yes, it's a breakout strategy for sure. Now, to choose other pairs, simply what you do, like the ones I have here, you want to see, to calculate the days range. 50 plus would be perfect, yeah? And you want to see many candles in one direction or many candles in the retracement direction. So it's worth placing the orders. End of the day, you want to see, ideally, if you don't see them by 12 o'clock, the range, you have to probably wait another hour to figure out the small range or the bigger range. Okay, most of the times you get it. Now, if the range looks like this, of course, it's not a good one. Yeah, if a box is like, if the whole daily range is 100 pips and the box is about 90 or 100, like almost as big as the whole daily range, of course you forget it. Then you want to look only for the last one or two candles. If you don't get them, you see it's very volatile here. Okay, then you don't trade anything. Yeah, if the box is too big, general rule right now, if the box is too big, yeah, and you wouldn't be able to cover one-to-one target, like the range is 100 pips here, so you need a target of 100 or more, yeah, plus the stop and everything and the space between. Of course, you don't place any trades. So if the box is small, about a third or maximum the half of the range, it's okay. But even if you do it right now with a bigger box, I don't mind, just do it, okay? What makes the box too big, guys? Who can answer this question? If the end of the day the range is not there and it's too volatile, then the box gets bigger because it's calculating the previous 3, 4, 5 hours, okay? You don't need the box right now anyway. Yeah. So what we would do, just delete it. Now there's no box, now you have to do it yourself. Here we go. End of the day, this is the high of the range, couple of candles before the close. Here's a spike, so the average would be somewhere like that. Yeah. Placing the sell, placing the buy. Here again, couple of candles, more than enough. Okay, and you see, losing steam right now. Here we go. Now we trade. In order for you to get used to this and be ready for the event, you want to practice. And you want to see the difference between the volatile markets, end of a range, of a trend, or end of a range, beginning of a trend. All this you'll see the next day. What we don't want is any indicators or volume measurement indicators. You don't need anything. What I want you to do is train your eyes so you see the last 3-4 candles to create your range and to place the order. So let's place an order. Do you want us to trade to place a trade on this pair? It's still going. It looks like it's a little bit ranging. Maybe tomorrow it wants to retrace. Maybe it wants to range more. I mean, on Monday now, it's not the best day to do it because it's Friday. I totally forgot, but it doesn't matter. We do it anyway. You will see the open on Sunday night. Okay. Exactly. So what we do, right click. Oops, sorry. Trading. The buy stop. And if you place it, you can then still drag it wherever you want. Yeah. I'll still have that one running. So what I'm going to do here, what is it? CAD yen. This is the CAD yen. Where's the other CAD yen? CAD yen. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll just close this one. It's over. Okay. Now I have one here. This is my range. It's a little bit spiky here, so 10 pips plus spread somewhere here is the order to buy. And what we have to do, we have also to place a sell below this, right? So we go here again, trading, sell stop. Now we have a sell, we have a buy. What we need for the buy order to place a stop a little bit lower, sorry, here. We need to place a stop more or less at 76.70, right? For the buy. So here's the buy. $76.70 we set. Was it that one? Okay, there we go. And we need to do the same for the sell. The stop for the sell goes at about 77.04. Okay, so the sell or 4. Okay, done. Okay, guys. Now we have, you can drag if you can, after placing this, that's why while you're going to get a script that will do this automatically, you can then manually drag it wherever you want. Yeah. And what about the target? So we calculate the buy. Here's the stop, 40 points. So we want also to get into the targets later on. Okay. So you place also the target, which would be 40 pips from here, plus the spread, 45, let's say 77.60 or something like that. 77.60 for the buy. Sorry. Okay. And you do the same for the sell. Then you have a target on both sides. Yeah, everybody knows how to do that. And then the order is set for this pair. Okay. Now, right now, because it's an exercise, the risk should be small. Yeah, go with a 1% risk. Yeah, it doesn't really matter because I want you to do it on a demo anyway. So risk. If you have a $10,000 demo account, risk 1 mini lot. Doesn't really matter. Yeah. Right now, to calculate the risk, that's when you get your later on your live trade EA. In case you don't have it yet, this calculates everything for you. Okay, then that is set. what you want to do is choose at least 3 or 4 pairs that you think are volatile, okay, according to what we just explained, what we just discussed. This is a DAX, by the way, and here's gold, Australian dollar, US dollar. This one, does that look trendy? Does that look good? Not really, right? But yeah, you know what? Try it out so you see what happens and why. Okay, so right now, try ideally the pairs or products that are volatile, not the ones that look like this, and 1 or 2 also ranging pairs. Okay, what will happen? It will really open your eyes. You will start identifying the range. You will see the powerful trends. You will start seeing the change of the trends. You will start seeing a lot of good things. So you train your eye, you train your brain. It's a very powerful thing to do. Yeah. And we leave it as it is for now. It's already 1 hour 20 minutes. I thought we'd do it faster. So you can practice yourself. It's all recorded, so you see everything we did when I upload this. You can make your notes and you can start practicing this, but please, just the way I explained, don't use your fantasy. Yeah, like doing this or changing that or making bigger stops or bigger targets. Just do it like this. We want to trigger a few things in your mind, okay? And in order to trigger this good stuff, we need the exercise like this. Okay, guys? So far? Just more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 answers. I need more. Try really to be confident about this. This is a very, very powerful strategy. Really. Very, very powerful. Okay? And great. So we leave it as it is. I don't expect you to be too thrilled right now, yeah, because it's a lot for you to digest, but you can see, you hopefully see in a couple of days the power of the whole thing, and you start feeling it. Really? Hopefully, really. Okay. Now I will stop here. We'll take a 5-minute break. Okay? And then Jeff is going to continue showing you what he has, or telling you what he has to share. Okay, his own style, his own little great secrets. Okay. After this, it will be uploaded. You can watch this again and again. But right now, we take a 5-minute break. Don't go anywhere. Okay. And Jeff will take over soon. Okay, what I'll do right now, I say bye already. Thanks for being here. It was great. I hope you liked it. And soon you will hear Jeff, so I catch up with you later on. Okay?